There's a way they combine their dressing. There's a way they position themselves. There's a way they dress. You just like it. The reason why you like it is not because of maybe it's more expensive. Or there are some people that even if you give them classic clothes, they will still look as if it's looking somehow. You get there is no communication in those clothes. It's just like you went and wear lemon green trouser, then you wear yellow shirt. That thing you are communicating as good as those color are. They are sharp colors, lemon green and yellow color. You if you wear those kind of clothes, just imagine yourself wearing lemon green trouser then with a yellow t-shirt. It will look sharp. From afar, people will begin to see you. It will be shining. But you are making the eyes of people to be so, you are stressing their eyes to communicate. You are stressing their eyes to even notice who is coming. You get? So there are colors that can never work. So it applies to your dressing. There are people that if you tell me that you are a graphic designer, you are a good graphic designer. When I see you, I should know by your dressing. That is the first thing. When I see you as a graphic designer, I will know by your dressing that, okay, oh, this person indeed is a graphic designer, not just by speaking it. Your dressing should speak that this is where you belong. So I'm telling you that design applies to your life. Some of you, they bought books for you when we are in primary school. They will buy book. Do you know that there are some students they will buy book for them. That book will reach like 2 months. The back of the page is still intact. Nothing. They have not written anything. They have not spoiled the back of the page or the front page with pen. Whereas there are other children, just give them that book in 1 week. You will look for the back of the book, you will not see. The middle, you will not see. Some of the papers are still. What is that thing telling you? They are not organized. Their life is not in design pattern. Whereas there are children that you see that they will hand you a book to them, just sit still. That book will remain for 1 month. The back page is still there, the front page is still there. But people like us, you will look for the front page, you will not see in just 1 week. You get? So those are design pattern. So your life should communicate that design. And secondly, so we are now we'll combine the two words, graphic design. So the skill of organizing visual element, I'll be fast because I don't want to dwell there for a long time. Um, the skill of arranging visual element, words, images, color, shape, or purpose to communicate on purpose, sorry, on purpose to communicate a message clearly and attractively. Don't forget that. Graphic design is using pictures, words, arranged with a plan to see something clearly without needing to explain it out loud. You get? So, quick relatable example that I can give here is a school signpost pointing to principal office is graphic design. There are offices that you enter. Maybe you enter a new school and there are plenty of offices. You will see something at the middle of the at the front of the door. You will see an arrow pointing. That arrow, it's the sharp edges is giving you a direction. So it's telling you that this place you are not supposed to follow like this. This is where you should go. So I believe some of us they taught us about traffic and traffic in the school and the signs, how to understand, how to know what it meant for. So those things they are just some of them they are just shapes, they are just sign built with shape, but they are communicating something. They are telling you that okay, oh, this is what you are supposed to do, this is where you are supposed to go. Are we together? So we'll be diving into some fundamental of graphic design. Um I just have two things here to say, but under the two things, they have children. If you are a biology student, you know what I mean. They will tell you that we only have two topics to cover in this semester or this time, but one topic una go dey use you use 2 weeks because every topic have subtopic. Under subtopic, there are children's and types. So that's what I'm trying to say. So each topic have children. So the first one, the first fundamental of graphic design is, or design is element of design. That is the building block. You can just put the building block or put element of design, then open bracket, the building block, the building blocks, um, building blocks. So I believe you have written that. So number one is line, 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 line. Okay, line can be straight, curve, thick, thin, create shapes and direction. You get. So you can use line to do many things. Some of them can be curve, some of them can be straight, some of them can be thick, some of them can be thin, some of them create we use them to create shapes and direction. So let's use traffic signboard now. There are some when you go to a place where there is U-turn, you will see an arrow, but the arrow is curved. So it's telling you that you are going to turn, but it will look like you are going backward again. Are we getting it? So those are the kind of sign. So lines are can be straight, they can be curved, they can be thick, and they can be tiny. So in each this element, there is this rule that applies to all of them, which is hierarchy. So the hierarchy is under the number two, but I'm trying to communicate something. So when you use a thick line and a thin line, when you see the two at the same time, you will notice the thick one first before you see the thin one. What is trying to say? What is that thing trying to say? That means there is this thing. One must come first. It's just like when you are designing flyer for a pastor and a host. You can't make the host pastor picture to be less, and then the person that they are inviting, his picture is bigger. There's no way. It is the host part, unless if the pastor intentionally say, or the client say that, okay, let my picture be the less, like the small one. So you are communicating something. There must be like priority. Yes, one of them must be more bigger, and the bigger it is, the more it attracts attention to itself. So that is hierarchy. So each of these elements, number one that I'll be mentioning, they have this general rule that applies to them, which is hierarchy. The second one is shape. We have geometric, that is under elements of design, the building block. I've mentioned one, line. The second one is shape, geometric, cycle, squares, okay, and organic tree form. So the geometric shape, I believe some of us will learn this in, is it physics? I guess. Yeah, it should be physics. There are some shapes. We have hexagon, different kind of shapes. So those shapes, they are geometric shape. But there is this one shape that applies to each shape you want to create. Most of the design that are made, they are created with cycle, just cycle. So to tell you that, okay, I can boldly tell you that in all the shape that we have, cycle is one of the number one shape that you shouldn't joke with, because it applies to every rule. Whether you are designing logo, you will use it. You will use that is when we dive into branding and I begin to tell you about logo. You will use it to design logo, to trace your logo. Some of us, you are using iPhone. The iPhone logo was designed all just using cycle. There is no any arrow, there is no any straight line. It was designed with just cycle. You get. So cycle is the most, let me say, the most used shape in all the elements of, there are under shape. You get. So we have geometric, we have square. Square can come in, maybe you are trying to achieve some kind of um let me say geometric logos, some like, but let me explain this in logo times. You use square more if you want to communicate to take brand, real estate. Yeah, there are some logos that when you see, you know that it belongs to a tech brand or a fintech. You get it belongs to a fintech brand or any brand that has to do with all this technology based on the arrangement. You can't use a logo that look like a shape that look like butterfly, and you are telling me that you are into crypto, and you are using a logo that look like butterfly. It will look like a fashion design, fashion brand. You get. So there are some shape that communicate something without even saying it. I think is few days back, somebody was using a particular color. People thought he's into fashion design, and they begin to order for shoes. This man's, I don't know, you might know people that are in TikTok or Instagram. The name of the app is Silo. Most of you must have seen the video. People were mistaking the app as a platform for fashion design, like where they sell luxuries and all this shit. So that's why branding is important. You get. So there are some logos. If you don't use those shapes in a proper way, people will mistake the idea. They will take it as something else. It's just like in a normal life now. If you are wearing pink color as a man, you are in trouble because they will think you are a you are a gay. Pink color does not work for men. It's just because what it's the color is so soft, so like it's so fresh, and it's giving girlish feeling. So you are using pink as a guy. How far is everything okay? So there are some things that communicate idea. So you need to be intentional when using shapes. Let's not dwell on that. The second thing is color. Now this color thing, as a graphic designer, now, okay, under shape, we use shapes to create layers. Let me be giving you what they are used for. We use shapes to create layers. Before you design, it is good that you know where your most prior elements should be, or subject or object should be. Yeah, you should know where it should the most not stable, what you want people to see most. You will know where it's supposed to be by using shape. That's the rule of layer. So you need to create your layers before you design. But it's funny how most of the designer we don't use it. Even me, I don't use it always. Get so, but that is what it is meant for. There's a lot of things. Just as I've said, we use it for logo and other things. We use shape. Shape is also used in terms of building blocks. They are created with shapes. So let's just go to color. So color set mood, grabs attention. Just two things. Those are the things that color does. It sets mood, grab attention. So I was making an example with lemon green and yellow. Yellow grab attention, lemon green grab attention, but there is something that balance attention. It's just like you need lights. Do you know that when you wake up, you want to read? Definitely, you need light to read. But when the light is too bright, it begins to have the book, because the book is reflecting into your eye. You will begin to feel like as if like your eye is you are beginning to feel like tears is dropping. Because what the light is, the issue is, you will be if care is not taken, but you begin to blame the book. It will be like this paper is too white. No, it's not the paper that is white, it is the light that you own. So some colors, if care is not taken, if you don't use them properly, they'll begin to affect what you sell. You get. So when you are using color, you need to have is a basic color that reduce the let me say the brightness of that color. You need to balance the color. Let me use that word. You need to balance that color. You cannot use lemon green, use pink, use yellow at the same place. You get. So color set mood and they grab attention. So when you are designing, you need to understand, first of all, understand the client, what the person wants. If you understand what they want, you'll be able to communicate properly. You get. And you need to understand what they are into, what the brand stands for. What the brand stands for. You get. Um, let's say let's say you want to design for a food brand, like restaurant. You cannot go and be using let me which kind of color now. You cannot use pink color to design a food brand flyer. In fact, that is not just an error. Is In fact, you are not supposed to be a graphic designer. And you're not supposed to even think as a graphic designer. We will not even notice you. As a as a graphic designer, you are using pink color to design a food brand flyer. You are in trouble. You are in trouble. And the same thing, there are some color. You cannot use green color to design a saloon flyer. Can you see? So each color communicates something. It's telling a story. There are some specific color that are meant for saloon. That is fashion design, or all these people that plait hair. There's color that work for their brand. There's a color that work for tech brand. There's a color that work for real estate. It is even hard to see a real estate brand using pink color or lemon green. It is very hard. It's very hard. So colors have a lot to do in terms of design and other stuff. So let's go to texture. Let's go to texture. Let me. I'll be a little. I don't want to exceed 1 hour. So let's go to texture. Texture is how something looks like or feel, smooth, rough, or pattern. So have you seen a smooth line and a bricks wall in your compound? So there's what they call jammer floor. I don't know if some of us will know it. Jammer floor. There is this kind of floor that they normally do. The floor is not smooth. You get the floor is not smooth. It has stones. It has some ups and down. You get, so those kind of things. They are rough. So texture tells how things feel. Is it looking smooth? Is it looking rough? Sometimes there are times you will design, you will add some noise. That's what we call noise. That thing is, it will look rough, but it's communicating something. You get, so it depends on what you want to achieve. It depends on the brand you are working for. It depends on the kind of thing you want to achieve. You get, so texture has a lot to do when you are designing. You know, let's say in your compound, I think there are some people now that they use rough this thing blocks. I don't know how they used to pour the cement, but you see that the wall is looking rough, it's not smooth. In fact, if you hit your head, you might you might end up in there like getting a wound, or you injure yourself. You get, it might cause any issue to your head. But is depending, the reason why that person did it. If you ask him, there is a particular reason. Some of them, they are doing it so that children will not come and write on the wall. When the wall is smooth, children normally play, they will just carry chalk and be writing. Some people don't like it, so they would rather do that rough this thing painting in their room or in their house, their bathroom. You cannot do it in your room, inside the room. No, you can only do it at the back. If not, even yourself, you might end up getting wound one day. So texture is how things feel. It can either be smooth, rough. You get, so when we go to space, we have what they call space. Now, okay, under texture we have pattern. I don't know how to explain this thing. Pattern is like, let's say you use box. Okay, let's say you use box, cycle. Let me say square, circle, square, circle, square, circle, square, circle. See, those things, they are pattern. It's a pattern. Or you use circle, 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 circle. We'll still get there under the second fundamental of graphic design. So let me not go far. Then let's go to space. The empty areas matter too. So space is like the empty areas. Now, what that place means, some of us we mistake this explanation. Let me use example with classroom. Space in your classroom. There are some classroom that they are too chalked, like they are too chalked. You cannot even breathe. You will not even have a place. Have you ever sat down in a school and in a seat when you are in school? When you are in school, there are some seats that you don't like, not because the seat is not good, but because sometimes you have grown above that seat. As a child of 9 years, the kind of chair he will sit on and be comfortable. You at your age, let's say you are 12, or maybe you are 19 or 20. If you sit on that chair, you will not feel comfortable. So space depends on what you are working on, the amount of things needed, the amount of element, the amount of information you are working with. You get? So space might not necessarily mean empty space. There's what we call negative space. In design, if you don't maintain negative space, your design will look too occupy, like it will look noisy. Everything is will be looking for attention. So when we say negative space, does not mean that that place will have to be white. Some people call it negative space, some people call it white space, while some people call it just space. So when you are designing, there should be a breathing space. You get? There should be a breathing space. Even in your room, there should be a breathing space where you can walk freely. That not that anywhere you enter, you just be hitting something, hitting something. You can imagine that kind of a room. There should be a space. You get? So that is that for space. Remember, people call it space, some people call it white space, some people call it negative space. You get? So let's go to size, still under the number one fundamentals of graphic design, element of design, the building blocks. The last one under it is size and scale. What is more bigger draws attention. That is just what you need to know about size. What is more bigger draws attention. You don't you don't need to say it much. You don't. The only thing that somehow fight with a bigger thing is color. Yeah, is color. Color my somehow fight what is bigger. But what attracts more attention, or what attracts attention when it comes to size, is what is bigger. Yes. So that is just one thing about size. So, and how does size work? It works when you know what is that thing that is the priority, is the prior thing that you need to put in. Just as I said an example with flyer design for a church, you cannot make the visitors or the people that they invite, the guest speakers, and making their picture more bigger than, let's say, your more bigger than your own personal, like the person that invite them. You get? You cannot make that. You are break the rule of design unless if the person just say this is it, you can leave it like that. That one is understandable. So I believe we are together. If you can still, if somebody, let me my boss, I believe my voice is audible. Hello, can you still hear me? I'm in a class.
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, that's good. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you for your response. That's good. Okay. So we'll be going into the second one that talks about principles of design. How you arrange those elements that we have mentioned, how to arrange them. Um, Corbin. Okay, so let me just show you some of my some of my. Can you see my screen?
Yes, sir. Yes.
Okay, so let me just show you some
But
of
it is
my
gone now.
design.
We can't see it, sir.
Hello, sir.
Yeah, we can't see your screen anymore. The screen you were sharing.
Okay, let me turn in. I don't know what's happening. I'm coming. Just I think it's gonna. I don't know. Can, hello, is this showing my mic? Can you hear me? Oh, sorry. Are we together? Are we together? Please let somebody respond. Okay. Let somebody respond.
Yeah, we are. Yes, sir.
Okay, okay, Tom. That's good. I will share the screen. I will share the screen when we are about to once I finish this one so that I'll just show you. I'll point out some things. Get so let's go to the second principles of design, which is that is under the fundamental of design, sorry. The second one is principles of design, how you arrange those elements. That is the element we have mentioned earlier, how to arrange them. We have balance. Balance, it means symmetrical or asymmetrical, offset but still stable. Something balance is like just arranging things in a proper way. You get. I think in physics they thought they used to talk about balance so much. You get. So the way you position your things, the way you keep your element, there should be balance. There are some flyers that when you see, you will notice that some side looks more heavier than the other. You get. It looks more heavier than the other. So what makes those kind of design to look like that is how either the pictures were arranged, that is the image in the flyer were arranged, or the detail where he placed the text, how they were arranged. So those are the reason why you see those kind of heavy stuff. So you will notice that the design is more heavier in one or one side. What that heavy mean? It's just like someone that you went and put image in one side of the design, you still push it in one side of the design. Then maybe you just put small thing in the other side. So that place will carry a lot of weight. So there should be balance in your design. There should be balance. It applies to everything, whether color, like they in fact in color, balance is the number one thing that you should consider. You can just I'll be using lemon green and yellow a lot because those are these color they can work together if you only know how to position them. They can work together. Those colors are used mostly in let me say festival, like jovial party. If you see party flyer or Afro gospel festival flyer, you see lemon green, you see yellow, you see red, you see sunset orange, those kind of bright color because it's communicating celebration. It's communicating celebration. It's communicating celebration. So that is the reason why they normally use the colors, because because of the kind of party they have, the kind of thing they want to do. So balance will tell you which color to so when you wear white, people see you as the holy person. When you wear black, there is a communication, instant reality, perception. Instantly, it will tell something. It's just like you go to somebody, your friend invites you. Let's say you meet somebody today, somehow you guys get to know each other. Then the person that invites you to his house, getting to his house, as you enter the room in the parlor, you see that the curtain is black, the chair is black, the couch, the material used is black, the dining table is black, remote black, everything black. You now say, okay, oh, make I just endure. Let's enter room first. Maybe you just like black color. You enter his room, you now see that the bed sheet is black, all his shoes are black. Nobody will tell you to leave that room because It's either you are thinking, you begin to think either this person is a ritualist or is into something. Because what? You can't be using those things. That means there should be balance. That means the balance means that we're not saying that you should not leave the color. Basic for me, I personally am a lover of black. In fact, black color is my favorite color. Yes, black is my favorite color. But that does not mean that you should be wearing black every day because it's your favorite color. Favorite color, some of us will mistake favorite as hobby. You get, so there is differences. Favorite is just that something that you love, something that you like, you get. Not something that is not, you might like something that you cannot see in it every day. You get, okay, let's assume you are in a school, you go to an institution, you are not with your parents. Does that mean that you don't love your parents? You still love them, but are they there? You cannot see them. So love, the absence of your parent does not diminish the love. You get, because when somebody say something is his favorite, that means he love that thing. But the absence of that thing does not diminish the love. You get, so it's just like, okay, you love the color, but that does not mean that it must be there every time in your, on your body or in your body. You get, the color is just there, like, okay, I love this thing, I love it, I love, if there's any color, okay, this is, some of us will like yellow color, some of them they like green. You get, so that is it. So there should be balance. There are color that you should pair together. Let's say you are designing for a pink, let's say saloon brand now, and you want to, you need color palette. That is what we call color palette. Color palette are set of color that align with the, let me say, the primary color and the secondary color. You get, so you can have a color palette of a yellow color, which will start from the normal yellow to go to the most brighter one. It will, okay, it will go to the most brighter one and the more, okay. So yeah, you can just pair them together like white and black, green, dark green and lemon, dark green and yellow, dark green and orange. You get, so these are ways to combine colors. Just like, another example, you cannot use red everywhere. There will be problem. So let's talk about contrast. Contrast is making things stand out. Dark, very light, or big, or very small. Yeah, that is contrast. Yet, so when you are designing, your contrast should matter a lot. So I might be explaining some things that look relatively like they look similar. Yes, that's how design work. If you look at the explanation of contrast and balance and hierarchy, they are almost the same thing. Yet, so contrast is making things stand out. Dark, very light, big, or very small. Some of us in our school bag, there are books that you keep at the back. Like, okay, the way you arrange your books, there is this, you, some of us, to arrange, when we want to arrange our books in our bag, we start with the textbook before our exercise book. The reason why I normally put textbook in my bag, like this, my school bag, is because the reason why I arrange it with textbook is because the textbook is big, so that it will balance on my bag, you know. So I will start with textbook, then the exercise book can follow. So there is a reason why you arrange it like that. So let there be contrast in your color, in your design. There should be something that stand out, something that makes sense. You get, so it's already 8. My time was given. My time is up. My time is up actually. So we will continue tomorrow. I don't know if I can do the sharing now or I should just leave it tomorrow. Sir, my boss,
You
should
can,
I?
sir. You can, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. So let me see. Okay. I believe you can see, right? Yeah, you people can see my screen.
Yes, sir. We can see.
Okay, so let me go to my gallery. Go to my gallery. Most of my design are not here. I think I would love to go to my Facebook. Sorry about that. I'm so sorry about that. I don't normally keep my designs here. Let's just go to my ah okay. So it's loading. I'm so sorry about that. Taking time. You can just so let's go to photos. Okay. So I have here my flyer designs. Okay, I'll just explain some few things. These are some that are designed for a hospital. I believe you people can see this. So this was a design I made for an AI automated brand that assists in terms of intelligence. You can see the balance of the color. Green communicates nature. Sky blue communicates health, creativity, intelligence. You get so that was the reason why those colors were being used. You get so I'll just be pointing out some things. Then let me use this one. This was the one of the design I did that I love it so much. I blur the background first. Now let me explain something. When you are designing, your background should not be fighting with your images or the person you are using. Yes, your background should never fight. Your background is just like okay, it's in, but then it should not fight with the person you are using as the subject. You get so if you are using let's say in this background now, if I use red background, the red background will attract more attention than the person in the picture. So the reason why I use catch with red color because what is giving this instant action catch. Then I wrote catch them unaware. If you look at it here, catch them unaware in a small. I even blur it. So what I'm saying here, when you read catch, there is no way your eyes will not go to them unaware. Then his hands was pointing to one direction, and I noticed, okay, since I want to write something under his feet or his foot, okay, let me just put an arrow there that will direct the eyes. Don't let them see you coming. Like this is how you have to think. Because when you are designing, you're not, that's what we say in the beginning. It's not just about being pretty, it's about make it to work. People should not be looking for where you put date and location. So anyone that read this thing now, the next thing he will see is join us this Sunday. He's seen the this thing. So another example of design I did here was this flyer that I did. It was just a concept that I came up with. Hunter hour, haunted hour, the eagle and the man in the picture. So this place now, I was giving like there's this balance hierarchy, and what I was communicating here is that the eagle here is is the most powerful subject here because what it is the one that was haunting the villagers. So they come this man that was just new in the village that knew nothing about the forest, but he was told that nobody is allowed to go there in the evening. The story is about evening hour, but it is a haunted hour. That is the evening that is being haunted. So I just put haunted hour. That forest, you don't go there in the evening. So there is an eagle that is to kill people when you go there. So I make sure that the eagle as the subject, which is we in a movie there is boss and there is everybody's an actor, but no, they normally call it boss and actor. So the one that you definitely know that is the one like that will win. But in this case, the reverse is the case because at the end of the story, it was the man that still killed it. But to communicate that idea of fear and trembling, I had to make this eagle as the head. You get the lead head in the design. So what example again will I show? I think let me just show like this was an artwork design. Now we talk about pattern, thank God. That background, the background I use up. Let's just say you are not seeing this white. Remove that white, this white here. The background here, you see different colors, different colors. The reason why, let me explain. I think we'll just stop with this design. It carries a lot of details. This was the first time I did this kind of design early this month, last month. Yeah, last month, June. This design, I so much is one of my best artwork that I've designed. To me, I love it. One of my best flyer. What stand out is that the program is about skill for success, skill up for success. You get, so the it's a platform that was open for every creativity in different kind of profession, in different kind of industry. You're, you know, when they are talking about creative, when they say somebody is a creative, it does not mean that you are a creative. You can be creative in videography, you can be creative in editing, you can be creative as a graphic designer. So you have different kind of places. So they are calling all people in different aspect in your profession as a creative. So the program is about skill up. They will teach you how to skill up for success, how to grow you what you are doing. So now say, okay, oh, since the thing is not for a particular brand, why not use a pattern that has to communicate different kind of emotion, that has to communicate different kind of colors. That was when I come up with the idea of using shapes. Then those shapes I put them in different kind of colors. You get, so when it you now come to the design, I wanna say, okay, the up, I don't want it to be like just normal U and P. I want it to communicate something. Then I make the U to be like a shape, then the P also in a shape. So I use shape to make the U, and I also use shape to make the P. Then I put an arrow. Oh, sorry. I put an arrow in the middle, meaning up, directing to go up. So I believe with this, I've been able to. I try. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I'm so happy. 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 Thank you, everyone. That okay. Let me just say a few things. I want to say sorry. Can you still hear me? Okay.
Yes, we can, sir.
Okay. Okay. So I want to say thank you, everyone that was able to call. Just as I said in the beginning, it's not about what you heard, it's about what you do. So put in the effort and keep building. And I want to thank my boss, in the person of Olua Femi, my boss. Thank you very much, Sama Admin, for this privilege. I don't take it for granted. Thank you very much. So thank you guys. Tomorrow again we meet. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Mr. David. Can we just give him a round of applause using the emoji part of the chat section? Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Deborah, I hope you had a nice time. I'm sure you learned a thing or two, right? If you did, just give me a thumbs up. A thumbs up, great. Oh, Hioma, I hope I pronounced your name correctly. Hmm. Okay, I hope we learned a thing or two, right? So, thank you so much for joining tonight's section. Um, we have learned a lot, and I'm very sure that this is something that everyone should learn in this present age and time. You can't just be moving with only hard skills alone. You need a lot of soft skills, and skills like video editing, which was the last class we had, and now graphic design are part of the skills that is needed to ensure that we make the most of our time on earth, right? So we need to learn more of these skills. We need to equip ourselves so we can be better, right? And we don't just depend on hard skills, because sincerely hard skills are actually fading off. currently. Yes, and more what is now in vogue is all these soft skills, video editing, soft life. I want to call it soft life. It's not like it's actually soft life anyways, but soft skills. So we need to be intentional about developing ourselves. That is why this particular training was set up to ensure that every teenager out there gets better, learn, and become the best version of themselves. And aside from just acquiring educational skill or knowledge, they are improving at the other side, right? So thank you so much, Mr. Femi, for putting together this section to equip everyone. Thank you so much, Mr. David, for your time today. Our class also continues tomorrow. By tomorrow, we'll be rounding off the graphic design branding class. So if you know anyone that you know sincerely would love to be part of this, you can share the link with them, and they will get access into the WhatsApp group where more information concerning this section and other sessions will be shared. I also want to let us know that the previous class, for persons that just joined, the previous class on video editing has been published on our YouTube channel, so you can check it out and get to learn a thing or two. Even if it's not something you're interested in, no knowledge is a waste, right? So without wasting much of our time, we will just close. Further information will be communicated on the group chat. So thank you so much for joining tonight's section. Let's just say a word of prayer as we close. Thank you, Jesus, for another time of learning. Thank you for our facilitator. Thank you for our convener. Thank you for the wisdom that you've given to each and every one of us. We ask that we will not just be hearers alone, but we would implement all that we have heard, all that we have learned. In the name of Jesus, Lord, give us the strength and the wisdom to run with all that we have learned. We will not just be hearers alone, but practical doers in the name of Jesus. Thank you for our facilitator. Thank you because we know that he would continue to enjoy more patronage and more business breakthrough in the name of Jesus. Thank you for our convener, Mr. Femi. You'll continue to give him the wisdom needed to run this vision and take it to the next level in the name of Jesus. Thank you for every participant. Thank you because we know that our lives will never remain the same after this section. In Jesus' most precious name, we have prayed. Amen. Once again, thank you all for joining. Do have a wonderful, wonderful night. And remember, we would be continuing or rounding up this graphic design branding section tomorrow. And the time remains 7 p.m. West African time. See you tomorrow. Bye.